The history of video games is a fascinating journey from simple pixelated beginnings to the complex, immersive worlds we see today. Here's an overview capturing key moments and influential developments in the world of gaming. The story begins in the late 1950s when researchers explored using computers for more than just calculations. The first recognized video game, Tennis for Two, was created in 1958 by physicist William Higginbotham. This simple tennis simulation, displayed on an oscilloscope, was initially made as a demonstration for visitors to the Brookhaven National Laboratory in New York. In 1962, Steve Russell and a group of MIT students developed Space War, one of the earliest digital computer games, featuring two spaceships in combat. It was programmed on a December PDP-1, a mini-computer, and inspired future games with its interactive and competitive gameplay. The 1970s marked the commercial arrival of video games, largely through arcade machines. In 1971, Nolan Bushnell and Ted Dabney created Computer Space, the first commercially available arcade game, though it didn't achieve widespread success. A year later, they founded Atari and released Pong 1972, a simple two-player tennis game that became a huge hit and the first commercially successful arcade game. This success catalyzed the arcade game industry, and Atari became a dominant player in the field. Meanwhile, other companies developed their own games, and soon arcade centers were buzzing with new games like Space Invaders 1978 and Asteroids 1979. These games became cultural phenomena, inspiring countless imitators and spurring more innovation. As arcades thrived, video games made their way into homes. The Magnavox Odyssey, launched in 1972, was the first home console but lacked the staying power of later systems. Atari entered the home market with the Atari 2600 1977, which brought classics like Pac-Man 1980 and Space Invaders into living rooms. However, by the early 1980s, the video game market became oversaturated with poorly made games, leading to the video game crash of 1983 in North America. Companies like Atari suffered financially, and the industry was nearly abandoned by consumers and retailers alike. The industry rebounded in 1985 with the North American release of Nintendo's NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. Games like Super Mario Bros. 1985 and The Legend of Zelda 1986 showcased Nintendo's focus on high-quality games, solidifying video games as a staple in entertainment. Nintendo's mascot, Mario, became an international icon, and the NES sold millions of units worldwide, breathing new life into home gaming. The Sega Genesis 1988 brought competition with titles like Sonic the Hedgehog 1991, sparking a Nintendo-Sega rivalry that dominated the late 80s and early 90s. Meanwhile, Nintendo introduced the Game Boy 1989, popularizing handheld gaming with Tetris and creating an entirely new platform for gaming on the go. The 1990s were defined by the shift to 3D graphics and the emergence of the console wars. Sony entered the market with the PlayStation in 1994, a CD-based console that boasted impressive 3D capabilities. Games like Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear Solid pushed the limits of storytelling and graphics, solidifying Sony's place in the industry. In 1996, Nintendo 64 was released with Super Mario 64, a revolutionary game that set new standards for 3D platforming. The same year, ID Software released Quake, advancing the first-person shooter genre by incorporating true 3D environments. With the advent of the internet, gaming took on a new dimension in the 2000s. Blizzard's World of Warcraft 2004 became a worldwide phenomenon, immersing players in a shared online world and setting a standard for MMORPGs, massively multiplayer online role-playing games. Microsoft's Xbox Live, launched in 2002, paved the way for online gaming on consoles, allowing Xbox owners to play multiplayer games like Halo 2 2004 with others around the globe. This era saw the emergence of gaming communities, digital marketplaces, and the beginning of esports competitions. As graphics improved, high-definition gaming became the norm with the launch of the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Open-world games like Grand Theft Auto V 2013 and The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim 2011 became iconic for their expansive worlds and high-definition graphics. Mobile gaming also took off with the rise of smartphones. Games like Angry Birds 2009, Candy Crush Saga 2012, and Pokémon Go 2016 introduced a new generation of casual gamers. The accessibility of mobile gaming, combined with the potential for microtransactions, made it one of the fastest-growing gaming sectors. In recent years, virtual reality, VR, has added a new layer of immersion, with systems like the Oculus Rift and PlayStation VR offering 360-degree gaming experiences. Games like Beat Saber 2018 and Half-Life: Alyx 2020 pushed the boundaries of VR gaming, showcasing the potential for immersive gameplay in virtual environments. Today's games offer sprawling open worlds, deep stories, and online multiplayer that connect millions globally. Console giants like Sony, PlayStation, and Microsoft, Xbox, continue to innovate, while streaming services and platforms like Twitch and YouTube gaming allow players to share gameplay with massive audiences. As technology advances, we are on the cusp of even more exciting developments in artificial intelligence, streaming, and VR that promise to shape the future of gaming for generations. The history of video games is a testament to human creativity, technological innovation, and our innate desire for play and exploration. What began as simple experiments in laboratories has grown into a multi-billion-dollar industry, weaving itself into the fabric of modern culture. From arcades to home consoles, online worlds, and now virtual reality, video games have evolved into experiences that connect, inspire, and entertain millions around the globe. As technology advances, so does the potential for gaming, offering even more immersive and imaginative experiences for future generations. This journey is far from over. The story of video games is still being written, with countless new adventures waiting just over the horizon.